Michael male sets out across the tundra. Snowy owls could be breeding anywhere from Siberia to Canada. Not even the scientists know where we should be. If numbers were high in one area last year, it doesn't mean that this summer will be the same. There's evidence from regurgitated pellets that owls have been here recently, but no sign of a nest. Days pass and we still haven't found any breeding snowies. We hope this year won't be one of those when hardly any owls breed at all. It's June already, and all around us, snow and ice are melting at great speed. The exposed tundra attracts migrants from the south. They're all looking for a place to nest. Summer lasts just a few short months. Anything choosing to breed must get a move on. The sun now stays permanently above the horizon. It will not set again for 82 days. A lead from a scientist has brought us to the north slope of Alaska. In some years, the tundra here is dotted with dozens of snowy owl nests. So far, though, it looks like we've gotten it all wrong. And there will never be time now to move to another part of the Arctic. Then, a sudden attack by a male snowy owl makes us think that we've walked into his breeding territory. Anything that comes within a mile of a snowy owl's nest can get attacked like this. Even wolves and polar bears. We have to set up the hide a long way back to avoid disturbing him again. It's a huge relief to be settled in. The much larger female is definitely sitting on eggs, and at last we can start to observe and film. She's the only nesting owl on the whole tundra. We can't see another breeding pair anywhere else in this landscape. If she fails, our efforts are doomed. The absence of any other owls must be saying something. Is our pair doing the right thing by trying to breed in this spot? One owlet has hatched. There could be more. We know that snowy owls can lay up to 14 eggs, the biggest clutch size of any owl. The owlet's hatched every few days, but under her blanket of feathers we have no idea yet how many there are. The male can be seen from way off. His bright white plumage signals to others that this is his territory. With the more camouflaged female keeping the owlets warm, catching prey is all up to him. In weather this good, he must spend all his time hunting. Conditions here can change in an instant. Fog or strong winds will make it impossible for him. The success of this year's breeding will now depend entirely on how much prey there is for him to hunt. caught something. It's a brown lemming. On a rare, calm day like this, he can really put the hours into hunting. While the chicks are this small, it's her job to break the food up into bite-sized morsels. Those little mouths choke on food. She's so far-sighted she can't see the owlets when they're this close to her face. The bristles over her beak help her feel food. Are there no other owls because they know that there's not enough food? Snowies sometimes prey on pectoral sandpipers and red phalaropes that are also trying to nest. Though for the owls to raise young successfully, there must be a good supply of lemmings. The trouble is, across the Arctic, lemmings can be utterly unpredictable. Even in one small area, their numbers can erupt or disappear at any moment throughout the summer. For snowy owls, this makes breeding a complete gamble. There have been years on this patch of tundra with more than 30 pairs of owls breeding at the same time. This year, the place is deserted, except for our pair. We found one abandoned nest, which isn't a good sign. And now, we're increasingly concerned that our pair will fail too. We can count 5 owlets in the nest. 5. They'll need a huge amount of food as they grow. While they are this age, the owlets need their mother's warmth, particularly when it's this cold and windy. With no high point to look out from, their father hovers and uses his telescopic vision to scour the tundra below for movement. He can't afford to miss like this. Only he can do the hunting. She must keep them safe and warm. They're vulnerable on the ground like this, and there's one predator to really watch out for. Polar bears. With the sea ice melted, they are forced into sharing this part of the tundra with our elves. If polar bears find the youngsters unattended, they will eat them. This time, the bears are moving up the coastline, though they may well be back. It's not for lack of trying that he is not making regular deliveries. There are just so few lemmings around. This is forcing her out to hunt herself. She's leaving the owlets much earlier than she should. The youngest owlet is only days old. She should be there to keep it out of the freezing wind. The male has caught a small bird. It's a phalarope. In her eagerness to get him back out hunting again, she comes in to do the feeding. We haven't seen many phalaropes around at all. He's done well to catch this one. One small bird is never going to satisfy the hunger of all 5 owlets. The oldest and biggest tend to reach the food first, and there's not much to go around. Sometimes the male doesn't come in for hours on end. The lack of prey forces her off the nest time and again. We're starting to worry things may be taking a turn for the worse. Without her to keep them warm, the owlets are seeking refuge out of the wind, down below the mound. They're too young to leave the nest. This has never been recorded before. We're worried to see this strange behavior. The smallest owlet is only 10 days old, and by nature of its size, is the most vulnerable. A glaucous gull has been hanging around, and perhaps knows that things aren't going very well for this family of owls. She can't afford to travel too far from the nest, though she is bringing back virtually nothing for them. It's as if she doesn't know where to turn. These owlets really aren't getting enough food. A half-shut eye can mean a bird isn't well. The youngest is looking alarmingly small. Their father is rarely off the wing and hovers higher and higher on the lookout for food. His efforts have paid off, but it's a long flight back to the nest. For the owlets, this couldn't have come soon enough. It's a race to get fed, though the youngest and smallest is stuck at the back of the bunch. The male seems to have found a promising hunting ground way off, which is rich in lemmings. He is obviously a good hunter. There has just been so little to catch.